going on, guys? I am recording this after the fact. This recording is for YouTube. I just want to say how much of a blessing it was to experience this game. It's a beautiful and moving experience and extremely therapeutic. Being able to do it on a live stream and getting to interact with, chat, and discuss different elements made it better. That being said, I do want to throw out a trigger warning. This is an extremely emotional experience. It deals with an extremely heavy topic. There's other, topics throughout that relate as a whole. There are quite a few pauses throughout this playthrough where Chat and I are sharing deep, emotional, and personal experiences related to the game and situations. Really quickly and importantly, I want to give my sincerest thanks to Amy and Ryan Green, who are the parents in this game, and the creators of the game. Thank you for not only sharing your experience about Joel with the world, but for doing it in a way that helps to heal those of us who have lost somebody that we care about to this horrendous disease. Your inclusion of your faith in God is a wonderful testimony to the power of the redemption of Jesus Christ. So thank you so much. For everyone else, grab some tissues. God bless you, and enjoy the playthrough. Thank you. All right, puppet. Okay, so as Becky said, I am going to turn off sound alerts for the time being, as a sign of respect to the subject matter and those affected by it. I just don't want to be in the middle of discussing or viewing what we're going to view and have some silly sound alert go off. Okay, so I'll say what I didn't put in the announcement was that because I didn't want anyone going and looking it up and spoiling it, part of this topic around cancer is that there's a family, roughly, I want to say it was 10 years ago, maybe a little more, that went through a cancer situation with their child. This inspired them to create an interactive experience of their experience of dealing with that situation. So technically, I'm going to be playing a game, but there's no objective. It's literally just you're progressing through their experience as they dealt with this. I have watched other people play this. It's been a long time since I've watched people play this. I've never done it myself. I wasn't sure if I could handle it. I'm still not really sure if I can handle it, but we're about to find out. That being said, I did want that to open it up to other people as we're going through it. If you guys have experiences with a loved one that's dealt with this, or a friend, well, a friend is a loved one, but you know, you can feel free to share that. We can pause and talk about it, um, and just go. We'll go through this together. I will say that the game, I think, is about 2.5 hours roughly to get through it. Um, so depending on how much we pause and talk, it could be longer. um, but if you guys are down with that, I did. I prepared a prayer ahead of time to say before I go into this. Um, that's not to say I'm not going to. I probably won't read this word for word. Um, but this gives me the basic outline of what I want to cover with God before we get into this. So before I do that, if you guys have any questions or comments, affirmations, anything like that, please let me know. Jill, you got anything to say? Becky, Nerd Mama, Jeremiah, anyone at all? This is going to be heavy indeed. Becky is dricing. You don't want to be driving while we go down this path. That was a mistake on your part, my sweet. Okay, let me go ahead and run through this prayer real quick. Forgive me for not fully closing my eyes, since I'm going to be looking at what I've written here to go through. Lord, we love you. We come to you today thankful for this day. Thank you for the blessing of waking up healthy, waking up at all, for another day to serve you and spread your word. I thank you for all the blessings you provide for us, our homes, our food that we have to eat, vehicles to go from one place to another, beds to sleep in. Lord, we have so many things that we take for granted in our lives that we fail to show gratitude for. Most importantly, thank you for sending your son Jesus to die on the cross, so that we don't have to spend eternity in hell for our downfalls, for our sins. Um, Lord, you know what I'm about to do here on stream. You know the experience that is about to be shown. Um, you know how absolutely devastating cancer is to those who have it, to those who are affected by it, to their loved ones, to their friends, their family, to everyone around them, the medical staff, the treatment clinics. It cancer is such a serious and widespread thing that affects everybody. You know the heartbreak that it causes. We know that you use illnesses for your glory. We know that you use tragedies for your divine purposes. We don't always know what that purpose is, but we know that you said, as one of us, that if you're watching over just the tiniest of birds, the sparrows, how much more you're watching over us, how much more you care for us. And whatever we go through in our earthly lives, it's part of your plan, it's part of your purposes, and it's not eternal. What we deal with here on earth is temporary. As I've tried to explain, this experience is going to invoke emotions in people. It will most likely bring most of us to tears in certain parts. Lord, I know that you gave us tears for many reasons, but one of them is for therapy and for healing. I ask that if any of us are shedding tears today, that they're shed as a form of healing, even if they're mournful. Finally, God, I ask that this game, if people come to this stream today because of this game, because other very famous YouTubers have played this before, and people like to see people's reactions to this, Lord, I ask that if this brings unbelievers to the stream, that you will work through me to shine your light, work through me and this stream to show your love and your sacrifice to save us. I ask that you allow me to put my anxieties and fears to the side, and that my stumbling over my words sometimes do not hinder your spirit from showing and convicting. So I ask that you please bless us today, bless this stream, and I ask all these things in the holy name of your Son, Jesus. Amen. All right. I almost cried just praying. I'm really glad I wrote that down beforehand. Okay, so if you guys are ready, we will switch to the game itself and go into we'll just go into this. This is a good song to preface this journey. I agree. I did. God works in mysterious ways. I did not plan for this song to play right now. It's on random, so. Did that come through? Okay, here we go. Headphones recommended. I'm glad that I'm wearing them then. Okay, let's pause the music. Here we go. Check something really fast. Ignore spam calls. Okay. The music for this is absolutely gorgeous. I might need to. Okay, 1 second. Let me.
Okay, guys.
I don't like where I'm sitting on screen now that the background's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work. Game music is louder than my mic. Okay, 1 second.
Oh, don't touch the birds. No. Don't touch the birds. No, they're gross. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, what's the level? How are we now? Am I leveled up?
You see that one almost bit him? No. Hold on. Hey. Careful. Here. Listen. Girl. Go.
Good job. Look, he's getting yours. Do you see him eating it?
Yeah.
I am controlling this duck. Give me the bread. Give me all the bread. Tasty bread that I can't have now. Whoa. What happened? These controls are awkward. I'm just gonna say that. Every parent's nightmare of kids touching birds. So the volumes are good now, right?
Oh, guys, give Joel some bread.
Mom, he threw the whole piece.
Well, Isaac, you gotta give him little pieces. He doesn't understand. Here you go, Joel. Here's a piece. Okay, no, you throw it.
Joel's almost 5, right?
Yeah.
But he can't talk.
It's true.
Yeah.
He always can talk.
Yeah, no.
Why can't Joel?
Well, Joel got sick right after he turned 1. And,
Kind of slowed him down a little bit, buddy.
yeah. So he's just slower than most kids. I think eventually he'll catch up.
I don't think that this is them. I think they had other people record the dialogue for the game. But they wrote the whole thing based on their experience.
Joel will read.
Yeah, I think Joel will read eventually.
Well, Isaac, of course. He's just delayed. Because,
Yeah.
Joel's supposed to be a boy. But he's a baby. He's a boy baby.
Yep, he's a boy baby. That's just about right. You know, there's lots of things Joel isn't good at, but there's some things he is good at. What is he good at?
He's eating, laughing.
Yeah.
I'm good at making him laugh.
You are good at making him laugh. Why? How do you make him laugh?
I fall down.
Yeah. That's really funny when you fall down.
He's good at showing us what he loves.
Yeah.
The audio of the other kids make me think of my sons. The questions that kids
What
have.
does Joel love? Wawa. In cups, bathtubs, and the warm, wet tongues and the cool fur of Das. And give me the sweet was of daily affection, and bye-byes, and lone kisses, and more. Oh, always more. This full list of words.
so few.
Is it time?
No, but very soon.
Do you think they know? Can they sense it?
None of them know.
No one ever realizes how short the time is. They won't understand.
They will with time.
You don't know that.
What is pain without a word for it? What is hope without a word for it? Who is God? What is joy?
Want them to finish well.
We all want them to finish well.
They won't stop.
Who am I to him? Dada.
Who's that? Let's tell him, Caleb, that Joel's doing really well.
Joel's doing really well?
Yeah.
So happy.
He's been very peaceful all afternoon.
Good. Oh, it's a cute.
Oh, yeah.
Love you, Joel. Oh, hi. What's this? Say hi.
Who's that? Let's tell him, Caleb, that Joel's doing really well.
Joel's doing really well?
Yeah.
So happy.
He's been very peaceful all afternoon.
Good.
That is a duck.
Are you ready? Set. Go.
Is your leg okay? She's laying on your leg. She doesn't feel fine. It's fine.
Ready? Set.
She likes you.
Okay, Joel. Ready?
There's a dog.
Set? Go!
Is your leg okay? She's not on your leg. It's fine. Here you go.
To the right. To the left, to the right. Up to the right. Up to the right.
Yay, Joe! You sit down, you sit down.
You so cute.
I used a little cup. Because that was better.
Are you ready? Set? Here comes Joel.
Yeah.
Go! Go! Ready? Set? Go! Here comes Joel. Go! Okay, Joel. Ready?
As a dad, this is already a heavy punch in the feels, and I don't feel like we've gotten into it yet. I agree. This is taking, both of my sons are teenagers, so this is taking me way back.
Hey babe, just got done at the doctor. Now they think that maybe he's throwing up all the time because he has acid reflux. So they gave me a medication and we can give it to Joel, and they said we have to give it at least 3 full days, but that if he's still throwing up after that, then we can come back. And I mentioned the head tilt thing again, even though they keep saying it's not related, but you always have to mention that one weird outlying thing. So I told them how his head was tilted to the right, but they still say that that's probably not related at all. So I guess we'll just give this a try, and I don't know, I'll tell you more about it when you get home.
He's in the hospital, so they're taking care of him. And that's how he gets his food? His food goes through that too. Yeah. Yeah. You want to touch him? Yeah? Why don't you just pat his cheek, okay? Okay.
Oh no. I guess this symbolizes the cancer coming in.
Fear is cancer's preservative, cancer's embalming oil. And you, O accuser, are fear's oil salesman. You're a snake, a serpent, a dragon with snuffed out coal on his breath, molting, and talons broken from the struggle to free yourself of your own skin.
Oh yes, I am inheriting a 3-year-old through Becky here. On hospital time.
Hey, do you want to rock? Okay, let's rock. There we go. Oh, shh, 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 shh.
Hey babe, I was just thinking, do you ever think maybe Joel can hear better than he's supposed to be able to? Because I know, like, it's supposed to be moderate to severe hearing loss, but sometimes, like today, he hears music playing before I do. So I saw him dancing, and I had to look around to hear that a song was playing. And I just don't, like, if his hearing loss is that bad, I can't imagine. I don't know, I just wonder about it. Anyway, call me later. Bye.
I missed a little because our groceries were delivered. Who's sick? The youngest. Wait, what happened? What? I don't know if I can handle it. Look, you gotta. If I had to handle it, you gotta. Are these balloons made out of gloves? Yeah. I thought maybe it was another representation of the cancer at first. I'm flying. Ooh. Are we in the baby dreams? I assume not. This would be the dad's dreams, maybe. Oh, we're trying to avoid the. Oh no. Oh no. Just popping the balloons. I'm failing. It's gonna make me go until all the balloons are popped. This is awful. This is...
Oh, hey. I just wanted to take a shower. Is that okay? Are you okay with Joel? Okay, thanks.
So I will... Talking point number 2. That little scene of dreaming about trying to get through it. I think as parents, we try to protect our children to the point where from a human standpoint, we think we can manage and save the kids, you know, and think that we can navigate through these things. And this, you know, those of us who are Christians, we end up, I mean, God shows us pretty quick, you can't do this by yourself. You have to rely on me. So if I remember correctly, the couple that made this is also they're Christians. So you're going to see some points here that are hit on in regards to God and faith. I hate this because kids can't voice all what really hurts and how they really feel. It breaks my heart when Alice is sick. Alice is getting to the point where she's old enough. Also, apparently we're using real names here. So if we say Bean, that's Alice. I am going to have to pause again in a few minutes because of ads that will happen, unless somebody wants to be nice and gift Tiny House of Worship a sub.
Whoops. And they go. Here we go, bye.
The dragon, like in Revelations, the one that tried to snatch up the child. Agreed.
Oh, doggy kisses, huh? Whoops. And they go.
Oh, I'm moving this. Okay. To the indiscriminate face of this little one in the game, I can't help but put my child's face on them. It's destroying me inside. Same, I've gone through this before. Not cancer, but genetic disorder. We lost our firstborn. Yes. So due to Nerd Mama saying that, I will kind of like self promo for a second. This coming Sunday evening, so a couple days from now, our plan is for me, Bex, and Nerd Mama to co-stream. We'll read some Bible, but part of what we want to do is share our testimonies, and Nerd Mama's testimony involves that that loss she's talking about, and it's a very powerful story, but a very encouraging story. So if you're able to Sunday night, maybe tune in and you can hear that entire story. But they did make this so that, especially if you're a parent, you're going to relate to this, even if you haven't been through it, so that they can. I'm not sure if it's told at the end, but one of their goals in making this was to help people heal and be a form of therapy for people. And it doesn't have to be cancer. You know, there's so many different diseases and illnesses that hit people that are completely debilitating. Okay, I guess we shall resume and get back into this. I think the ads are finished. So anyone that's not subbed and lurking about, here we go. I already did this.
That is a dog.
Oh, doggy kisses, huh?
End of treatment party. Very cool. Okay. Really fast. Before we go down this hallway, something I do remember is that this art that's on the walls here were taken from, if I remember correctly, this was taken from art that they had in their son's treatment clinic. So if we look at some of these, it's probably going to be emotional. And I warn you now, I'm the type of person that's going to look at these. Colors of Valor. Family in color. Unusual gravity. Starlight hippo. That one's powerful. Still life. I want to look at all of these. I hope y'all don't mind that. Jesus can calm the storms. Race away cancer. Are these like cancer patients that signed the guy's car, or did they give the car to the clinic and all the racers signed it? I'd have to look that up. That's what I would think, cancer patients, yeah. Uh, I'm not gonna read all this out loud because I don't think I'd get through it. These are quotes from God to us. God is our roaring lion of Judah. I am gonna put this on YouTube, so y'all can go back and pause this and read all of it if you want. Oh my gosh, there's so much more. It's the angels. Wait, I'll be back. I gotta look at the pictures. Didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. "16 years old. Wait, what happened? I'm gonna have to look this up after the fact and probably post it in Discord because I can't read all of that around it. Becky or Nerd Mama, can you DM me in Discord the name of this so we can look it up later? Please and thank you. looks like the Kool-Aid Man. $1977. Okay, I think I've looked at everything, so we'll have to go through the gamut of stuff. September 14th. That's Jonathan's birthday. Oh, here's another one. Nehemiah 8:10. What does that say? And he said to them, "Go your way, eat the fat and drink sweet wine, and send portions to anyone who has nothing ready, for this day is holy to our Lord. And do not be grieved, for the joy of the Lord is your strength." Oh, what happened? Okay, here we go. Hydrate. I just drink. We ain't even got to the bad stuff yet.
Hey, I'm cleaning up eggs again. A dozen eggs on the kitchen floor again. So we have to get a new lock for the fridge. It's so hard to clean up eggs from the floor. Like, they just spread around and they don't come clean no matter what you do. So I'm just so frustrated, but you should have seen them together. They were so proud of themselves. Joel and Elijah just sitting there with their eggs. Isaac said he thinks they want to be cookers. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.
$50, right? To be fair, I think around here right now, it's almost $8 for a dozen eggs. Okay, there was another phone in here somewhere, right? Yep. See, even $6 is ridiculous. 11:11.
Hey, honey, we're on our way home from the hospital now. So if you wanted to preheat the oven starting in about 30 minutes, that would work, and we could throw in that lasagna. Do you know how they celebrate off-treatment day, like when kids are done with their treatments? I guess maybe you don't because you're not in the clinic as much as I am, but on someone's last day, they always bring them a cake and they sing Happy Off Therapy Day to you. Anyway, that happened today. I mean, it happens a lot, but today I cried. I just wanted that day so bad, you know? We're not ever gonna get that day. If he's better, we won't know that he's better. We don't get a day. Anyway, okay, call me if you can. Like, there's probably traffic, so I could talk on my way home. All right, bye. how long is it going to be before we can have some answers? Did anyone ask the doctor?
Okay, is it just the doctor on call, or is this our doctor? Well, because the on-call doctor is just a resident.
Is there a way we could talk to our doctor?
They're all
It just
treatments
seemed
and
like yesterday
medicines.
at the clinic they were going to let us go. I just want to know what the plan is.
Who canceled the treatment?
Isn't it dangerous for him not to get it? I thought he needed it.
Just talk to the person. Can I just talk to the doctor that ordered it?
I saw the baby. I just want to see if there's anything over here. Is this going to be... No, I can't click on that now. I can't do anything here. The lighting here is very intriguing. It fits so well. You're constantly going between light and dark, joy and sorrow. The warmness of joyful light in contrast with the coldness of the dark. The Temple of Man. Took it as the days blending in with each other. That too. I mean, it's kind of... It's both, in a sense.
Hey, it's you again. I love you, my friend.
Your life is a precious jewel in the great galactic treasure whose potential is something no one can measure. Move toward the one behind many a majestic purpose we can all find. Reach for the beautiful dreams that inspire humankind. The cosmos seeks to awaken your true self, transcend the barrier of surfaces, and discover your inner wealth. The winds of other power will open your sails and help you soar. Your home awaits you on the diamond-covered sands of the other shore. That's a very beautiful poem. That's very much mixing astrology with Christianity, though, and I don't like that very much. I figured I would help. Thank you. So it talks about moving towards the one, so that's God. But then you talk about the dreams of humankind and the cosmos and transcendence, which is all very new age spaciness. And then back to God again. Terminology is weird, but I can appreciate the beauty that's there. Yeah, it's beautiful. It is probably for the non-religious who find themselves, unfortunately, there. Yes. Yeah. I told y'all this was going to be heavy.
This is my favorite game. Do you want to see? Watch how I started. You touch it right here, then the big lion comes. You know a scary lion? It's so loud. I can roar just like him. Yeah, hear me roar? Why? Don't be afraid. You might want to cover your ears. Here comes the animals. Pterosaurs is my favorite.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I don't fully understand this either. And oh no. She was singing How Great Thou Art, which is one of the most powerful hymns ever written. I agree. It's probably just a kid imagining things. Oh no. Oh no. I remember this. We're not gonna have time to read all these cards, but I think this is again, these were cards that were real. Is this a Christian game? So you might have been gone when I said it earlier. I'm fairly certain that they are the couple that went through this is Christian. There's a lot through the game that points to that. This hits hard. I remember holding Alice in the NICU for the first few times and her stuff going off when she would skip a breath, and it killed me and scared me. I think most of you guys know. For Jeremiah, this would be news, but my second son, or youngest son, was in the NICU for a while after he was born, and that wasn't as bad as some people stays there, but it wasn't fun. Wait, why just
terrible routine. Watching you, waiting for you to wake, hoping you will never remember these days of illness and treatment. One day, I'll bring you here, show you your tiny handprints on the wall, and you'll be annoyed that we all think of you as some big miracle. Cancer will be such a small part of all you could grow to be. You will tire of hearing about it. You won't want to see the cards and notes I saved.
small
But
world.
I won't mind at all. I'll hold the memories of this hard day.
I'm going to assume
Just
that's
leave it
the
behind.
mother's handprint. Or maybe it's just other kids. Okay. I still have every card from Caleb's funeral. We got a lot of them. These are death cards. Okay, so some of them are no, I picked up the same one. You'll notice how the beautiful music has stopped. There you go. Have faith like children and love like Christ. Yeah, I brought up when we do our Bible study each week how encouraging it is to see Jace's point of view. As you know, I mean, he's a teenager, but he's still seeing things through a somewhat childish viewpoint that once we reach adulthood, you know, it tends to go away, and we become jaded by all of our personal experiences, the pain, the trials that we go through, and how refreshing it is to see a child's perspective on God and the things of life, because we forget what it was like, you know. Why do it if it's not fun? Because God said so. That's right. Oh boy. Here's what you're not ready for. All of these are unique. We're not gonna click on every single one of these. You can literally take the time and click on all of these. We are not doing that. One, it would destroy me. Two, it would just take forever. We'll just pick a couple from over here. I remember when they got to this, when Jacksepticeye played this game, and he got to this part, and I think he only made it through a couple cards before he fell apart. We have to leave in a little bit, so I'll miss much of the game, but I would like to know how it finishes when you're done. So if you join the Discord. What I'll do once I get this VOD edited and stuff, I'm gonna put it on YouTube, and I'll post it to Discord first, and that way you can see how everything ends. Or I'll publish the VOD once it's available to publish, and you can watch it that way. Either way. But we'd be happy to have you in the Discord if you would prefer to join. Okay, where's my mouse? Go back to the game, please. Thank you. It should be Psycho's or Joker's Psycho Circus. But I don't think you're in mine. I think you joined Cody's the night we talked about Discord. But if you just click on that link, it'll take you in. There's going to be 2 sets of rules that are shown, and you'll have to click the check mark for both of them because it didn't work right when I set up the secondary set. I mean, they're pretty common sense, you know, be respectful, be kind to everybody, no swearing, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that one we just read about we never got to, you could take that 2 ways. Either John had the cancer and died, or his daughters had the cancers and died. Done and done, thank you, back to my heartbreak. Yeah. If my camera goes off, y'all will understand, because I ugly cry and don't want anyone seeing that. Sorry. That's one thing that we can rest assured in as Christians is if we ever have to deal with this, we have the promise that we'll be okay. God will deliver us through it. It might hurt while we're here, but it's temporary. That was hard. Ooh, we got toys.
Farmer Bill makes the pigs bacon for breakfast. Farmer Bill plays fetch with the pigs. Farmer Bill enjoys a mud bath with the pigs. favorite chess piece is? That's right, a bishop.
Mighty Duck, right?
Farmer Bill asked the horse to take the truck to town.
One of my favorite movies.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure I saw Farmer Bill doing that. Farmer Bill can control space and time.
What happened? What?
I'm sorry, guys. It's not good.
And there it is. They get it now.
The MRI?
They've always been
Sometimes I wish we could just leave them waiting a few more minutes, because once they get this news, their life never goes back to how it was before.
Well, it's in the frontal.
Those were their last normal
It's quite small
minutes,
at this point, but
and they
unfortunately
didn't
the
even
size
know it.
isn't terribly important.
I'm glad he's so good at this. He takes the losses so personally. Joel's looking good. He's been making progress, his weight is up. It's just hard to believe that we only made it halfway through chemotherapy. It was rough at first, but I really started to think that he was gonna make it.
Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy. With an ATRT, as soon as you have a recurrence of any kind, it is fatal. It's only a matter of time before it spreads to several locations. We've already thrown all the chemotherapy we have at it. We can't continue to give him chemotherapy that we know it's resistant to, so there just aren't any treatment options that are curative.
I guess I'm going to cry after all because they love us. And they love Joel, and
We're very good at managing the pain and masking symptoms at the end of life.
how long are we talking about?
A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
Four months. What is that? February? So we have Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Joel's birthday, maybe Valentine's Day, and that's it? And we still haven't told anyone I'm pregnant. Too scared they'd think it was irresponsible. And now this? They'll think it's a replacement baby. I don't want a replacement.
Radiation can probably kill the tumor we see now, which would prevent it from causing any symptoms. But it would not keep more tumors from developing, because we know if it's spread here, it'll spread other places too.
They're becoming overwhelmed.
The radiation would buy us some time.
No, nothing will really buy us any time at this point. It just can make the time you have left more comfortable. So we'll schedule you to come back in Monday.
I
We'll have some
really
options
wanted
for
to
you
do the
consider.
dad thing. I might have spent too much on the
I'm
mom.
so sorry.
Okay, here we go.
In the movie, I'd be kicking things and throwing chairs through windows. Amy would be sobbing and back against the wall, slowly falling apart. I should be yelling. Why am I not yelling?
Thank you. That means a lot.
You're welcome. I'm sorry, guys. It's not good.
The MRI?
They've always been clear! Joel's had a recurrence of his tumor. Well, where is it? How big is it? Well, it's in the frontal cortex, and it's quite small at this point. But unfortunately, the size isn't terribly important. Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy. With an HER2, as soon as you have a recurrence of any kind, it is fatal. It is only a matter of time before it spreads to several locations. We've already thrown all the chemotherapy we have at it. We can't continue to give them chemotherapy when they know what this is. So there just aren't any treatment options that are curative.
We're very good at end-of-life care. We're very good at managing pain and master systems at the end of life.
How long are we talking about?
This sucks. What's up, bro? Can I get a shout out for Rambling Voice, please? The game seems heavy. This is, yeah. This game is about a family who is dealing with a child with cancer and the navigation of that. So it's really not a game. It's more or less an interactive film sort of thing. But the couple that this portrays in here they're the ones that wrote it, and it's based on their personal experience with their son having cancer. And this is hard. On that note, I unfortunately need to head out. I'm going to go home and hug my wife and hold my child the rest of the night. I look forward to watching the VOD to see how it ends. Amen. That is one thing. Even if we haven't personally dealt with this situation, it should open our eyes to the fragility of life and how much we need to appreciate the people we have in our lives while they're still here, healthy or not. Okay, let's get back to the game. This said adrift, right? I don't know if voice rambling, do you have kids? Four daughters, dude. Bless you. It's the best. That's good, but bless you. I have two sons and have basically inherited Becky's daughter. Am I supposed to, what am I doing here? Oh, I'm a bird.
I have so many things stirring around in my spirit that I have to write to settle myself and find God's wisdom in the midst of chaos.
I'm scared I won't be strong enough to face the things we might have to face in the coming weeks and months. But then, I remember how much grace God gave us to walk out everything we've already faced. I've never felt completely overwhelmed, and I've never felt alone. So no matter what comes next, and I truly cannot even begin to guess how this will go, I know we will be carried. I want to shout out, look what God is about to do. Watch how he delivers Joel. And at the same time, I want to roll up in a silent ball and wait it out with fear and trembling, so aware of all my doubt, but yet convinced that my doubt is insignificant compared to God's faithfulness.
All I ever prayed for was healthy children. A lot of people ask if I wish I had a son, but honestly, I love having girls. I have plenty of nephews, and my girls are so much more chill. Girls are awesome. They can be. Oh, I didn't mean to pause. I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button.
I have so many things stirring around
Dang it. I didn't mean to read the...
in my spirit that I have to write.
I'm sorry. Where do I go now? I go that way. I have boys. I don't know how I could be a girl mom. If one would have been a girly girl, I would be so lost. I think God gives us what we need when we need it.
We've been through so much already. This is a new degree of tragedy, but it's not so much different from the struggle we've already been living. We pressed into God. We pressed into faith. We fought until we found peace. We stood in peace when our flesh wanted to strive more. We stood in peace when it started to feel like laziness or foolishness or both. We waited for God to direct us specifically in prayer because all the directions we had initiated had not panned out. We prayed for no nausea because that's what we felt in our spirits we were supposed to pray, even though we'd prayed it countless times before while Joel continued to vomit. We saw one small miracle and then another. We waited to pray specific things until we were given specific direction, and we saw bigger miracles. And yet, if you asked either of us if we were doing enough, trying hard enough, we would say no.
Dear Eli, I feel nothing but pride for the way you battled cancer. I remember the way you learned to ride your tricycle down the hospital hallway instead of down the sidewalk like other 3-year-olds. It was hard for me to pray to God, "Thy will be done," when I really just wanted so desperately for him to heal you. In the 4.5 years that you dealt with harsh treatments, only once did you ask why God let you get cancer. I hope he has been able to explain the why to you, as I have always believed that he knew how strong you were and wanted to use you and your situation to positively impact so many lives. I remember how you never let me go to bed without telling me that you loved me and how those were your very last words to me. You taught me what was truly important in life, son. Still now, years after you left Earth, people are impacted by your life and the lessons you taught us. Thousands of people from around the world read your blog and still feel such a strong connection to you, even though they never met you in person. You would be happy to know that we continue to sell the Beat Cancer t-shirts that you love so much. We're still using them to raise awareness and funds for childhood cancer research and family and patient support programs. When you passed away, my greatest fear was that you would be forgotten. So many people still talk about you and how you changed their lives. That is such a precious gift to me as your father. Eli, you truly impacted more lives in your almost 8 years on Earth than many people do in a lifetime. I love you, buddy, and I can't wait to see you again. Love, Dad.
That sucked. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. There's like over there, over there.
As this long day draws to a close, I am tired, but not sleepy. My face is puffy from crying. I have a dry throat and dry hands, a slight headache, and a desire to write down absolutely everything. I want to describe the feeling of being entirely empty and entirely resolute. I want to explore how I can be deeply sad and incredibly hopeful at the same time. I want to talk about holding Joel's hand, walking down the hall wanting to soak in the moment, to memorize the feeling of having his hand and mine, to let it matter, and then hating that my thoughts swing to, because what if I can't hold his hand one day? And hating that thought, wishing I could just appreciate each second of Joel without that appreciation spilling into the pre-morning I refuse to do because I believe he will live. But instead of fighting the brief thoughts of mourning, choosing to fight instead that lie that says that those thoughts betray some doubt, some mistrust of God, when I know that those thoughts make me human. That God knows I am human. He doesn't make Joel's victory dependent on me never feeling unsure.
I had been in this room with my father before, during the brief window where he wasn't dying but was instead getting better. That wasn't the man I saw this time. I saw the other one. The one who cried out and needed holding. The one who fell asleep for 20 seconds and then woke up a different person each time. There was a clear part right in the middle of it, a minute or so, where everything was calm before his tour of hell resumed. That was goodbye, even if no one said it. I don't think I will ever get better after having seen that. I think this is the kind of knowing that stays with you. I can reach into my pocket now and find it there. I'm at Seattle Children's Hospital, and nobody wants to be here. Even as an internationally recognized temple of healing, every inch of it is terror. Every cubic inch of every room that is not occupied by terrified children and terrified parents is filled to its capacity with a terror wholly unique to that family, which no other person has any power to comprehend. There is art on the walls and rooms which is designed to evoke a jungle of some kind, and I resent it. Every giraffe is my sworn enemy.
The ravenous reverie of waking is but a distant memory. Or was it a dream? I can't remember the last time I woke up hungry. Not so long ago, carefree, welcoming the challenge of yoga on paddleboards, springing through the rain and over puddles at the reservoir track. Weathering several storms since entering the first battlefield over 2 years ago, a succession of precise scalpels, high-energy beams, and pharmacological strategies. A journey no one asks for. Still standing, spirit unyielding but not the same. With each treatment, an imprint, evidence of what came before. Willing rogue mutinous cells to yield to my current tailored chemical onslaught. Stay put and do not multiply. Or better yet, disappear altogether. By the will of God, through the tools of modern medicine, with the support of family and friends. Onward.
Even though every natural law indicates it, even though popular culture is rife with examples, even though the arc of his condition moved with haste in a particular direction, specifically down, I was very surprised when my father died. I was surprised that he could. It wasn't merely naivete. Those afflicted with his particular cancer number less than 100. It is the sort of cancer that excites a doctor. One of the things that is so exciting about this cancer is that it apparently didn't form the hard masses we use to find the disease. Rather, it converts the meat of your abdomen into a kind of undifferentiated doom. What might happen is that they will attempt to draw your blood and instead draw out the green syrup that was once your guts. Shortly thereafter, they will tell you and your family that the fight is over.
This is hard. I don't remember anyone else that I watched play this have these scenes. I think I did these, right?
As this long day draws to a close,
Yes, I did.
tired.
Let's go back that way.
So, how long will we be in California?
I don't actually know. That's kind of why we're packing up everything, is because if the trial works really well, then maybe we'll stay in California for a really long time. Like, as long as it keeps helping Joel, then we want to stay and do the best we can for him and stay there where he's getting help. But if the medicine starts to not work, as soon as it's not helping him, I promise we'll come back home.
Are we going to Disneyland?
Yeah, of course. What do you think, Caleb? You okay with leaving for so long?
I'm kind of excited, but I'm kind of not. I mean, I think it'll be fun, but I just don't like missing school.
Oh, yeah?
You're the only 8-year-old to ever. That's amazing.
I hate to miss school, huh? But, like, why?
Well, I just hate having all that homework that I have to do.
Oh, you hate catching up from missing school.
Your teachers are going to send me homework, and we'll just try to do a little bit of it every day, so it won't be that bad, but there'll still be fun stuff we can
How
do.
many kids get to go on an adventure to California in the middle of the school year? I'd say that's pretty cool. And we're going to be staying in the middle of San Francisco near Golden Gate Park, and there's a museum, and there's a botanic garden, and there's the Golden Gate Bridge, and water, and a prison, and I promise not to leave you in the prison.
Alcatraz.
Hopefully we can get out of that. That'd be cool. Anyway, So we're gonna have lots of fun, and we're gonna spend lots of time as a family together, and lots of time with Joel too. You know?
Yeah. It's kind of a sad trip, even though it's fun. Yay.
Yeah, yay and sad. It's kind of all of those things, huh? Is it all the things, Caleb?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to see Joel, you know, like needing so much help.
Yeah. I think, like, for me, sometimes I'm kind of excited and sometimes I'm kind of sad. And I just kind of feel all of that. So it's okay if you guys feel all of that too, because I feel all of those things.
So this makes me think to a few months ago when Jonathan was in the hospital and we weren't totally sure of everything. Trying to carry on a quote unquote normal conversation with Jace was not easy. So I can't imagine having multiple children in this situation and trying to carry on like it's just like this became their normal, right? Their son with cancer became part of their normal along with having other children at the same time. But trying to make sure that your other kids aren't seeing your own pain, your own panic, your own worry. Like that, it's so like I haven't had to deal with it on this level. You know, I've had to deal with it on very minute levels with Jace or Jonathan. So I can't. I don't know how people are able to do that and balance and maintain mental stability all at the same time. It takes that would take a crazy amount of strength. Those are the times where you can only live one moment at a time, right? It's yeah, it's rough. Okay, so we're almost to the lighthouse. Got a couple more painful things to read through here.
I won't let myself hold anything back this time. I would rather feel disappointed and let God heal my heart than to feel like I did not push myself as far as I possibly could in faith for my son. It was easier to believe that God would win this battle for Joel when the dragon Joel was facing was blurry, seen from a great distance up on a hill very far away. Now the dragon Joel is facing is close enough for us to begin to see every scale and scar. We can feel its breath. We were confident before because we weren't quite sure what we were facing, then our confidence was misplaced. When the dragon becomes more real, then our God must become even bigger, even more real to us. Our faith must grow to match our circumstances. We must not, no matter how tempting, try to shrink our circumstances to match our perception of God.
remember the day I was diagnosed. I remember the hallucinations from the high fever of 5-year-old's nightmares. I remember my mother silently weeping in the doctor's office. I remember friends and family gathered around my hospital bed in prayer. I remember the 2-hour ambulance ride to St. Jude where they could better care for me. I remember the 2.5 years of weekly chemo treatments, the numerous lumbar punctures and bone marrow aspirates. I remember Doctors Bell, Dahl, and Kalwinsky, nurses Jean, Judy, and Dale, Miss Chris in social work, Darlene in travel, all part of the team that cared for me. I am a walking memorial to their successes. I remember the other patients I'd see each time I went to the hospital for chemo. I remember when some stopped coming. I knew what that meant. I remember the years of summer camp for children with cancer, children like me. I remember their laughter and the midnight talks of fears and joys, normal kid stuff. Some less so. I remember when some stopped coming. I knew what that meant. But I remember them. I am, and other survivors are, memorials to those who lost their fights.
It takes a special person to work in the oncology field.
Oh, her expectation is so maddening sometimes. You know what she wrote on the eve of Joel's first surgery? The one back in January when we first found the tumor? I seriously feel like a kid on Christmas Eve. I'm pleading for God to spare his life, and I'm tempted to despair because self-inspection leads me to conclude I shouldn't expect much of anything. And yet my wife is expecting a surprise party from the Lord, replete with presents and supernatural miracles. I envy her.
Hop in bed, boys. Let's go.
Boys, get in bed.
Oh, can you at least tell us a story?
That shows you the contrast in the way men and women think and approach things. You know, a man can have just as much faith as a woman, but when a man faces tragedy, you know, especially when it comes to his family and things that are out of his control, we react so much differently, and we look at the faith game as something different than a lot of women would do. Like she's poured herself into her faith in God, whereas this guy is his words there are a lot like what I would say, you know, questioning why it's happening, you know, resenting to a certain extent. I don't know what I'm about to do.
Sure.
Okay. This is the story of a very brave knight named Joel.
Joel the baby knight?
Yes, Joel the baby knight.
I'm still hiring Ninja to step back a bit. I understand.
And he was being chased by a dragon named Cancer.
Ooh, I have spears.
because of his tumor?
Mm-hmm.
Where does the dragon live?
In a forest.
Is the dragon big?
Very.
Holy.
Does the dragon breathe fire?
Ah!
So much fire, you guys.
What? I was down. That's uncool.
So, Joel has armor, like a sword and a shield and stuff?
Ooh, or maybe a spear?
Yeah, that sounds good. So brave Sir Joel with his sword and his shield and his awesome spear and his super jumping ability was being chased by a dragon named Cancer.
There you go.
What other superpowers does he have?
Skills.
He also has grace.
That's not a superpower.
It's the best superpower.
Do you guys know what grace means?
Yeah, it's kind of like help.
Yeah, it's kind of like help.
Hey, bro, what's up, yo? Gandalf sent the eagles to save me.
You know, and he's not the only one who's ever tried to fight this dragon. You know, some very brave knights have fought this dragon.
Oh, I did that on purpose.
The dragon off, and then they can go home, and they can quit fighting for a while.
This is awesome.
Joel's been fighting this dragon for a long time, huh?
A long time.
But Joel found a nice empty cave where he could rest. And it seems like the dragon couldn't find him. But just when he thought that the danger was past, the dragon found his hiding spot and came after him in the cave.
Well, that dragon's going to kill Joel. Joel's going to lose.
Why do you say that?
Because Joel is just a baby. Baby can't kill dragons.
You're right. A baby can't kill a dragon. But that's the best part of this story. God
I'm not even hitting the guy.
Joel. So he fights that dragon cancer right with Joel. And we know that God can win even if Joel can't. That's
Oh, crap.
Well, what about Tim from Church Mom? He died from cancer. Wasn't God fighting for him? Didn't he have this?
Of course, God fought for Tim too. Tim fought so well. And he was so brave and so strong. God let him rest. It may have seemed like the dragon won because Tim died. But we know that Tim's in heaven, that he's with God, and that God is so proud of him. So maybe for Tim, getting to be done fighting was grace.
I did that on purpose. This is heavy. Just even this little part is like heavy. Drowning.
Ryan! Oh, Ryan, get in the boat.
I can't.
You have to, you'll drown.
We're already drowning. How can you sit there like that?
Despair doesn't help anything.
Neither does false hope. And I'm not despairing.
How can you say false hope? You're drowning.
Well, you're missing your oars, and you don't even know where you're going. And yet you're so sure you're gonna get there.
It's better than drowning.
Well, enjoy floating on the surface like you always do.
There's nothing deep about drowning. Just get in the boat.
You have to let me feel this. Someone has to.
That's not fair. I love him as much as you do. I just really believe we're going to be okay.
I'm sure my expectation looks like denial, but seeing Joel dying does not make me any less certain that he will be healed. In some ways, I feel more certain, not because the same doubts don't come to me, but because I know that they will not be entertained much longer, because this chapter is almost finished, and we will have an ending one way or the other. So the doubts and fears that make me reaffirm that even if I'm wrong, this is where I stand, become less and less powerful.
Why, nerd mama? Do we need to commentate? Yeah, it goes back to what I was saying a few minutes ago about the difference, not necessarily in men and women. I mean, I put it that way before, but there's also the difference in how people approach trauma and how to deal with it. But I mean, there's a definite gender difference in how things are approached, but also that's not to negate the fact that a man can feel, the same way she's feeling in this. It's just, I would say it's more rare to find a man who falters less in that aspect. Because men think with this logical, that I always want to be logical about stuff instead of act on emotion, even though I'm like stupidly emotional. And there's a point, especially if you lose control of it, right? That's the inherent narcissist part of every human. We love to be in control. We hate when we're not in control. But Exactly. That's what those are the words I'm trying to say. Men tend to process situations into problems to be solved. When it's something that can't be resolved that way, we don't know how to process it. And if you're like me, in my case, that leads to anger. Anger at God, anger at the situation, anger at myself, anger at the significant other if I was in this position. That also leads to serious depression. And I think that you're seeing two sides of a coin here, where the woman is putting all her faith in God, which is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. At the same time, she's refusing to see that her husband can't do that, and is wavering and falling and drowning, as it said. And there's a spousal support at the same time that needs to happen with the parental support. And that, I think, when people hit tragedy in their lives, they're dealing with themselves separately instead of trying to deal with it together. Does that make sense? Like, she should be supporting him. And yes, the man, he said, you need to allow me to feel this. That is absolutely true. God gave us feelings to feel. We need to feel them. The difference is, if you look at the way I was in the past, I allowed those feelings to take over and drive me into darkness that I should never have been in. So you have to allow the feelings and feel them, but then you have to make sure that you don't sit in them and drown completely. Okay, let's see. Don't judge this analogy because it's Star Wars, but rings true on so many levels. The path to the dark side is fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. Very true. As far as faith goes, I know for a fact how she feels. I have seen plenty of people and some friends feeling like the dude, obviously not with the same situation, but the idea. Yes. There's nothing wrong with being, there are people that can deal with stress and trauma much better than others, like myself and this guy. We're going to go through the gamut of emotions. We're going to get mad. We're going to be resentful. We're going to hate everybody and everything. And then you have people on the other side who are calm, resilient, and don't let it affect them. And again, that goes back to those people need to allow the other people to go through their emotions and process it. Otherwise, that person won't be okay. Sure does. We almost failed as a couple because of handling grief separately instead of together. Okay, so before we continue, Becky posed the question: how much or how long do you let that person suffer in those feelings if you're watching it lead them to their own demise? So the first response, Gio, said, just like with anything, it depends. Sometimes you are just there as an object waiting for them to reach out. Other times you go in there like you're fighting a war. Oh, wait. He said AI is hitting too hard. Let's look at the AI real quick. Tale of care and contemplation unfolds. Nerd Mama steps back, reflecting on the nuances of grief and love. Gio resonates with shared experiences while Becky poses a heavy question about suffering and support. The chat's heart beats with empathy as they navigate complex dance of emotions together. Becky says, I asked this because of my own personal experience. Gio said, if I remember correctly, I never let you sit too long, especially if you were too deep in the dark. Nerd Mama says, my thoughts, sometimes people have to hit rock bottom to look up. Or they need this journey to grow, and our task is to hold their hand along the way. It's like the Cast and Crowd song, Love Them Like Jesus. Becky responded, Gio, that's correct, and you were also met with anger and resentment on more occasions than I'd like to admit. Demise doesn't necessarily have to mean you lost. It can mean death to that part of yourself and a growth into that new person. That's all very good stuff. So if we go back to the question itself, how much or how long do you let that person suffer in those feelings if you watch it? Okay, so I'll use myself as an example in this. I'm going to well, before Becky does that, let me do this. So in my life, right, I suffered from pretty horrible mental stuff in my life. I dealt with social anxiety on a level that I can't even explain. I hated being around people. I hate crowds. I still hate crowds to this day. That I don't think that will ever change. But I didn't like being in social situations unless I knew every single person in the situation. I didn't like large social gatherings, even if I did know everyone. I wanted 3 or 4 people, and that was it. I still am socially awkward. I don't know how to act around people. I act like a douche sometimes. I act like the coolest guy you've ever met for other times. It's like and you combine that type of issue with the depression at the same time. You know, for lack of a better term, I lived a privileged life. You know, we weren't wealthy when I was a kid, but my parents provided enough for me that I never needed anything. There might have been stuff that I wanted, but I never needed anything. They kept me and my brother safe from stuff that other kids probably dealt with. You know, and then I kind of went from my parents to a steady relationship immediately out of the house with someone who was stable and knew how to manage things that I didn't. So, you know, when that relationship ended right before, you know, I turned 30 years old, I became a 30-year-old man who was helpless. I had no idea what to do on my own. I had no idea how to act. It was pitiful. So you take the depression, the social anxieties, and now the realization that I was worthless as a grown man. And this created an entire whirlwind of heavy emotional just crap. And then, all of this turns into someone who's a walking poster child for mental health awareness. And then you fast forward several years of living in this cycle of self-hatred. I had friends who were there for me the entire time. And I used to say to them, you need to let me get this out. Like, let me talk about it. If I'm having suicidal thoughts, let me talk about it. That will keep me from reaching the point of suicide. I said what this guy said in the game. Let me feel this, right? And eventually, their attempts to help me get out of that failed because I refused to stand up for myself and say, I can deal with this. So slowly, one by one, your friends start giving up, right? So to go along with what Geo and Nerd Mama said, sometimes you have to let that person fail. In my case, I had to reach rock bottom. And I mean, really, in my case, I had to go way underneath the rock to the depth that I got to before it taught me the lesson that I needed to be taught. So I think, for me personally, the way to let me get out of it was to let me meet my own demise. So similar to what Nerd Mama said, sometimes someone has to reach that level. In other people's cases, they may need a stronger hand, and a wake-up call that way. If they refuse, like I refused to give in to what my friends were offering for help. They had to let me hit that point. If you're trying to help somebody and they refuse, then you have to let them, eventually at some point, you have to let them go because they're dragging you down with them. You can only try so much before you have to just let go. That's my opinion on it. So if you would like to pose your scenario, please do. We're 3.5 hours in. This game is supposed to be 2 hours. If anything I said doesn't make sense, please question me. I will be happy to explain. Also, if there's anyone here lurking, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for humoring our discussions and our playthrough of this game. If you have anything to add, please do so. If you have anything to share regarding cancer and the effects that it causes on so many, do that too. If you have questions about God, throw those out there. We would be happy to answer. So my thought is I assume that's me. I am someone who has a lot of emotions. If someone close to me passes, are you supposed to sit back and watch me harm myself with the fear that I might take my life? Or are you to fight me to get me back to my feet whilst taking the anger and pain speaking to your face? This woman just called me out, y'all. Number one, nobody passing in my life is going to drag me down that road. So that's an irrational fear on your part. I am most likely going to go through a grieving process that will be painful for me, painful for everyone around me. It's not going to lead me down a path of self-harm, though. I mean, I've lost people in my life that, meant a lot to me already. And I know for a fact it's going to happen more frequently. The older we get, the more people we lose. So if it's a family member, the grieving process is going to be painful and hard. And I'm at a point in my life now where I know that I have friends I can rely on, like Nerd Mama and her husband. I have you. We have an entire Christian community here that we've fallen into on Twitch that we can get support through. So does anybody else have any commentary on this subject? Five, four, three, two, one. No. Okay. I have something personal to apply to this, but I don't know if your stream is appropriate to ask it. Maybe later. What would it? I don't understand that. What are we talking about here? In any hypothetical, pray to Jesus first and see how he leads you to deal with the situation, right? Exactly. I'm confused about what Becky just said here, though. I'll be back later. We're going to get ready for an early Valentine's dinner, so I need to get myself ready. Who's celebrating Valentine's in your house? Commercialized poop. Poop. It's poop. I guess apparently Becky is just going to be silent. There we go. I watched Billy destroy himself after his mother passed to cancer. Then I got hurt with not being able to be the person to help, so it caused further issues. Years down the line, when he was struggling and I couldn't help, I then find out shortly after he asked me for help and I declined that he took his own life. I ponder on the question if I could have done something different. I'm going to say the answer is no. From what I understand, not knowing the dude personally, but what you've told me about everything that happened in his life, he was on a course or a road to self-destruction anyway, no matter what anyone tried to do for him. Before I go, Becky, as a fellow fixer, I learned I can't fix them. I am limited in that. I can do what I'm able, and that will have to be enough. God has to do the rest. Exactly. Some people are going to self-destruct. I am one of them. I had to self-destruct and reach the point where I had nothing else to reach for, to finally look up and say, okay, I need help. So in the case of Billy, there's nothing you could have done. He had to go through what he went through. Nobody was going to help him no matter what. Some people succumb to their demons, unfortunately. And as we've talked about with his situation, you know, he made it worse for himself by putting his faith in the wrong side. Okay, Mama, I hope you guys have fun. Love you. Obviously, you'll have to come back to see the rest of the game. Or watch the VOD later or whatever. But in the case of Billy, you know, he was on the wrong side of the battle. And he stayed on that side of the battle. There's nothing that you could have done, and it's not your fault for what happened with him. You did the right thing at the time based on your situation. If I will be completely honest, since we're being transparent here, if I had an ex-girlfriend or ex-wife come to me while being in a relationship with someone else and say, I need help, I would also be declining to help them. I'd give them number 1, 988. That's a number you can call right now. They will give you immediate help, much more qualified than I am able to give you. Number 2, Google a bunch of resources near that person. You know, it's a matter of self-respect, a matter of respect with who you're with. It's a matter of respect for the situation as a whole. That's my take on that. You know, X's are X's for a reason. no matter what they're going through, you know, there's they had their chance to get the help from you that they're wanting now, right? And I've had to come to realize over many, many years of trying to help people, I am not qualified to help a person. I haven't studied psychology. I haven't studied psychiatry. I haven't studied, I've studied enough to be able to help myself. I can't help someone else too. So there's a point where you push them in a direction and hope that they take it. Does that make sense? Unfortunately, I have been through enough of it myself that I can speak personally on these things. What's up, Cody? Cody in the house. Can we get a shout out for Code Rifle, please? Did it update? Does it show that we're in a game, or does it still say just chatting? Because mine still says just chatting. If it's been just chatting this whole time, I'm going to be really annoyed. Okay, I guess I can't. How are you doing today, brother? I am doing well. We are playing. I don't call it a game. I mean, it would be classified as a game, but I call it more as an interactive experience called That Dragon Cancer. It's about a family, a couple dealing with a child that has cancer, how they're navigating that. The game was written and designed by the couple that the story's about. And it's extremely emotional. It's supposed to be a 2-hour game. I've been streaming for 3.5 hours at this point because we paused and talked about different things, and how different situations relate, and how we might react to the same things. In that case, we'll go back to the game now.
People's conciliatory words of comfort meant to reassure us and help us accept Joel's death don't sit well with me. They aren't offensive because I know the heart behind them is good, but they are weak words because it's so obvious to me that death is the given. I don't have to work to be ready for it or accept it. It is coming whether I would accept it or not. It has been coming slowly for so long. I don't have to work to understand that Joel is dying. It is obvious. Heaven is amazing. And so I'm not worried about death. It will come regardless of where I stand and wait. But now, death is circling close enough for redemption to finally feel closer.
That's a hard realization to come to.
This is the part of the story where a daring rescue can thwart Death's intentions just in time, perhaps when it looks like it's already too late. I want to watch for that. I don't need to focus my eyes on Death, studying it and its slow progression. Its course is already clear. But there is a glory that is coming, and its journey to us is wild and quick and frightening, and I want to be watching for that glory. I want to stand trembling in awe before God and His power. Not sure that this thing that we've asked for is something we can quite manage, but trying anyway. Death is the given. But the life that is possible now for Joel, the miracle that could come now that death is so close, is something worth pursuing, worth risking everything to see with my own eyes.
So she's very resolute in her faith. But I think she's also clinging to the idea that this miracle will happen and still save him, even though that they've been told that won't happen now. And that in and of itself is not wrong. If someone is in that mindset though and allows that to consume them, and then becomes angry that the miracle didn't happen, you know, that's not good. That's a bad place to be in. I think we're gonna get Dad's POV again. Am I lost? I can't really control where the guy's going here. Oh, here we go. I'm doing a lot of clicking. I think Dad is in the depths of despair. Praising God when it doesn't go the way you wanted is the hardest thing, right? It's not letting me. I'm not sure. Did the game glitch? maybe I'm going the wrong way. I'm trying to... we need to swim further into the depths. Dehydration.
Huh. The sunset looks pretty from here. The orange glow cast on the wall. Better than the muted colors of this hospital. I wonder why they choose blues and greens. They, the ones who choose the colors that heal. Green for life. Blue. For comfort. Purple stripes to hide the stains. This chair is too small and sticks to my skin. I hate vinyl. Blue, purple. The ocean, maybe? No, under the ocean. Silent, warm, and salty, like tears. He won't stop crying. I don't blame him. He feels miserable. I hate that we're here. I hate that he's sick. I just want him to feel better. It's okay, Jolie. Shh. Oh, don't throw your head, buddy. Don't. Here we go. Bouncing around. Do you like that? Oh, I love your giggle. Bounce around. Is that funny? A bounce, a bounce, a bounce, bounce, bounce. Oh, he won't stop crying. Hungry. I wonder if he's hungry. He's screaming louder. Buddy, don't you want juice? He hits the box. I don't catch it. He drinks it greedily. Big, deep gulps. Okay, Jolie, that's enough. Breathe, kiddo. And he does. And I wipe his face of snot and tears and juice. And then he vomits, and I catch it. I always catch it. I know you're thirsty, buddy, but you'll throw it up. No, don't grab too hard. You'll squirt all the juice out. Here, let me have it. hate this room. I didn't used to. For a moment, it was an adventure. I was cast as the compassionate and caring father, holed up with his fragile son in a small cleft in the rocks. The storm raging, waves ripping at the sharp black rocks below, and enveloped in my arms, he feels safe, and I am holding him firmly, trying not to slip. Because if you hold tight enough, nothing will take him. Right? It's so late, Joel. Lay down. I can't hold you. I can't make you feel better. Shh. Shh. Okay, buddy, okay. I'll hold you. Shh. Shh, 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 shh. Oh, Joel Bug. You look so miserable. No! Don't hit your head on the bars, Joel. Joel! I know you're mad. Please stop. Please. Stop. I shake. I weep. I pray. I plead. I need peace. I am empty. You are. I don't know all that you are. You are there. I want you here. I want you to call my son. I cannot. And you've brought us this far. He's still here, not dead, not there, with you. Oh God, I want him here with me. Please. Peace. He sleeps. Thank you. There's a story in the Bible where Jesus and his disciples are on a boat. And a furious storm hits the sea, and everyone thinks they're gonna die. And where do you think Jesus is? Rowing alongside them? No. He's asleep in the back of the boat. So his disciples are freaking out and wake him up, and they say, "Don't you care if we drown?" So Jesus gets up and he says to the storm, "Quiet, be still." And the sea becomes completely calm. Then he asks his disciples why they are so scared and if they have any faith at all. Like he was frustrated with them. Because even though Jesus said, "Let's go to the other side of the lake," his disciples thought he was going to just let them die. So will Joel die? Everyone does eventually, I suppose.
They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves Joel. Yes, Jesus loves Joel. Yes, Jesus loves Joel. La 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 la. He loves Joel so much. Oh, he loves Joel. The Bible tells me so.
But more than that, if he does die, will Jesus even care? Will he weep for him as he did for Lazarus? Will he weep for me? I think greater than my fear of death is that of insignificance. Or rather, my default assumption is that my thoughts and passions and loves and the stuff of my being are insignificant. How could the creator of all that is and ever was love my son as he did Lazarus? And could my soul stranded on this blue raft awash in a sea of stars, ice, and dust matter enough to him to turn his hand in mercy? Even while Jesus wept for Lazarus. 5 minutes later, he raised Lazarus from the dead.
I'm sorry. I should have known we'd both end up in the same place. We always do. It just scares me every time. I just really believe he'll be healed. I know you believe too, just when you act like that, I get all unsure.
I don't know that.
What do you mean?
I just hope that. I don't know.
I don't know if it's because I'm a father, but that scene in the hospital where I turned my camera off was brutal. I almost walked away. Jill, since you're not a dad, I can tell you that trying to console an inconsolable child is one of the hardest things to try and go through ever. I remember both my boys crying and they just wouldn't stop. And it's, you want to be mad at them, but you can't be mad at them. You want them to shut up. You want to make them feel better. You can't do it. It's terrible. I left for that. It got me crying in school. You should not be watching this in school. What's wrong with you? Oh no, we got an ad. I don't want anybody to miss part of this. Somebody tell me when the ad actually starts and I'll pause the game. Because this thing tells me that the ad will start at one point, and then a minute and a half later, then it says the ad's running, so I can't ever tell what's actually happening. I keep looking at my lock screen of the kids together and hugging my phone. I'm gonna go, may or may not come back. What you mean? Let's do it. You can do it. Should always come back. You shouldn't go in the first place. How's that? This is an interesting looking church. It said House of God. Stained glass of us. Don't know where I'm going.
Do you think that hope is dangerous? No. Are you sure? Hope like this? Hope that can't be rewarded?
Hope is always good.
I can't help thinking it would be easier for them if they didn't hope like this.
But what's the alternative?
Valid. Is that supposed to be like the voice of angels observing us?
Have mercy on us because he is weak.
I will not let you go unless you bless him.
Father, I pray right now that you would touch Joel right now. You created his cells, Lord. You created his body. You create everything that makes him up, Father. Father, you say in your word that
Lord, my God, this boy's life returned to him.
And Lord, if you want to see a miracle, I want to see Joel come home. I want to see I just want to see him. I want to see God, we just ask for your glory and forgiveness, Lord God. Let's really see it here. Lord, because that is the nature of who you are, God. That is the nature of who you are, God.
Father, I pray that you would bless them.
Rise up. My God, come save me.
God, this is not beyond me. It is not.
God, come save me. Lord, rise up. My God, come save me.
And Lord, you say that
On earth and Lord, rise up. My God,
Lord, my God, let this boy's life return to him.
Lord, rise up. Lord, rise up.
Oh, Lord, my
God,
God,
not let you go.
Lord,
I will not let you go unless you bless him. God, come save me.
Return to him.
I don't totally know what I'm supposed to do now.
Pray with all the strength, with all the faith that is in us, Lord. There is no time left for this child on this earth. And God, so we come to you, Lord, with faith, with joy, with faith as small as a mustard
He was not in the wind. He was not in the earthquake. He was not in the fire. He was here in a gentle whisper.
So here we are, and the air is emptier without his laugh, and yet our hearts are still full, though with a different drink. And this ride we've been on for so long is silent, and so also the Lord. And so we sit here in this new silence, and long for the music to start again, and for the disc to spin again, even if it means going round and round for many more years. For at least we would be moving, and Joel would be laughing here on earth, and not only in heaven. But in this space, I sense his silence is only because he is drawing his breath. And now we know love and longing, empty and full, all in one moment. And I am grateful that we loved him well, and that we miss him well. And I hope that in the Lord's next breath, he will whisper his love song to you, his beloved, and that you will know him differently and more deeply. But now, we grieve in silence, yet not without his presence.
I remember you. You made it too. I'm glad you're here. I love it here. I bet you have liked it too. Look at all of these pancakes. Did you ever see pancakes like this? They're big as me. A big one is for me. A little one is for my dog. I always wanted a dog, and now I got one. I even got to name it Manju. Whoa, Bubbles? I love Bubbles. Manju's doesn't catch a bubble. He likes to bite them. Look, I can catch one. I want more bubbles. I love the bubbles. Come here, Manju. Have another pancake. I can eat wherever I want. I never fall.
Dude, that destroyed me. Showing showing the picture of, oh my gosh. I didn't know that they did their own voice work. Like even their kids did voices there. That would be so hard. As Rambling said, wow. Yes. $4 to play a 2-hour game. Oh my goodness. Alrighty then. We need a pick me up here. The willpower of the parents to actually complete and publish this after those events. I know, right? When did it say he died? 2014? And this game released in 2016. So they did this all in 2 years. Yes, the willpower, the dedication, the love that they would have had to put this together so that they can make a relatable story out of it for other people is, bless those people, man. That's insane. Oh, I have never like just openly wept on stream until now. That was brutal. It makes you appreciate his life that much more, at how this game is a memorial to him, but how they used it to glorify God. My makeup is smeared and tears are staining my shirt. Yeah. That was, and it's not just a memorial to him. It's for everybody that's passed of cancer, all the people that have had to see their loved ones go through it, everyone that's had all these emotions, both sides, the mom and the dad, the doctors telling them what's happening. Jeez. I think like my soul died a little bit right when his picture came up at the end. It's so heavy. And I knew that, going into it. I forgot how bad that was, though, at the end. Especially now. So I watched this game played by Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, when it came out. But when this game came out, those guys played this, and it destroyed them. They left that stuff in their recordings. But I think it hits differently being a parent. Can you imagine? So if Markiplier or Jack ever decide to have kids, and they go back and play this after their dads, like it would kill them even more. That's entertainment. That's why we watch people play games, is to see them get destroyed. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Wait, now that we're all grieved out, let's get spooky, right? It's therapeutic, though. All of us have, everybody has someone in their life that's been affected by cancer. And I think one of the main purposes of that game is to help people grieve through it in a way. So there's a lot of people in the world that are not gamers. For those of us that are, this makes it a way to grieve personal for us. That's kind of how I see it. Okay, that's the end of the playthrough. I hope you enjoyed it. If you get the chance, and you can, I recommend doing this yourself. As I said earlier, this is an immense blessing to play through this, and has a type of healing that I can't quite put into words. Thank you again to Amy and Ryan. I hope and pray that God continues to bless you and your family. For everyone else, have a great day, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you. God bless. You ready for this? Don't go anywhere. No, shoot. Don't be rude. Oh, my. Put my hands up to play my song. That's not weird at all. You are never relaxed at any point in this game.
We could do.
Oh my God. Try not to sing. Oh my God. I straight up just screamed like a girl. I'm a snake. Pink fluffy unicorn. You're my special friend. Oh my. I hate everything.
I have purple hair in real life.
Stop it. Get some help.